7:43 now on the morning news. For athletes, triathlons are a test of endurance and versatility. And for those who've always wanted to try one, Paul Cutting with the Regina Multisport Club is giving us some tips for beginners today. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me, Heather.
A lot of people are very interested in running triathlons, but maybe a bit intimidated as well. But this can be a really fun sport, and it really challenges your athletic abilities.
Yeah, you bet. Absolutely. It encompasses 3 sports. We start with a swim, then we transition to a bike, and then we have a run to finish off the event. So you get to specialize in, well, not even specialize, you could be really good at the run but not so great at the bike. But it doesn't matter, you put all 3 of them together and you can have a great time out on the race course with your friends, and it's a great community, so we like to make sure that everyone can come out and give it a shot.
Have you noticed triathlons growing in popularity over the past couple of years?
Absolutely, yeah. Triathlon has grown quite a bit over the last few years, so we like to make sure we build with our club beginner entry-level races right up through some longer distance things, and then of course you can transition up to big races like Ironmans.
And that's what's really nice too, is you can start from the ground up and get the basics, and that's kind of what we're talking about today for those beginners out there who just want to get started but aren't sure where to begin. It really comes down to making sure you have the equipment and just that extra effort to put into running a triathlon.
That's right, yes. You do need some equipment. However, if you're just starting out, you don't need to have a lot of expensive equipment.
Okay.
If you do some running already, even if you're just doing your first 5K race, we do have certain events that are perfect for you, but you will need to have things like a bicycle. This one in particular is a road bike.
Okay.
However, you don't need a road bike to get into triathlon. You can do races very easily with a mountain bike. Okay. Some of our events also, as far as the swim part is concerned, are open water swims, in which case you may want to use a piece of equipment like this, which is a wetsuit. However, if we swim in a pool, we don't need a wetsuit. Just swim in a pool is just fine.
Okay, perfect. So there are those beginning races as well that people can start out with and test the waters to see if they enjoy a triathlon, and then maybe follow it up with some more expensive equipment.
Absolutely, yes.
Now, when it comes to the bike, you mentioned a mountain bike will work. This, of course, is a road bike and a bit more advanced. What kind of difference will it make on your time if you do have that higher quality gear?
Sure. Of course, some people like to joke and say that you can buy speed. So, of course, you can spend, the sky's the limit on a bicycle. And as you do get into this a bit more, you may want to spend more on a bicycle. We have great shops in town for that, but these ones are very lightweight and streamlined, and so that you will shave minutes off of your race just by having higher end equipment if you want to take it to that level.
But of course, it's so much more than just the equipment. It's about the training and the effort that you put in beforehand running these triathlons. That really counts. So when it comes to training, how should people start thinking about setting up a training schedule?
Sure. If you want to do an entry-level race, like what we call a tri distance, which is generally a really quite a short swim. It's about a 300-meter swim,
okay,
which is 6 lengths of the Lawson. You can go in there and just learn to swim. There's City of Regina programs that can help you out. The Multisport Club does have swimming programs that we can get you out and swim as well at the Lawson and the U of R. But just do a little bit of training, get out and swim 2-3 times a week, get on your bike. We have lots of organizations in the city and club rides throughout the week that you can get out and train, or you can just go train with your friends as well. And then of course the run, get yourself a little couch to 5K program and get out and run, same kind of thing, 2-3 times a week, and you'll be rocking in no time.
Fantastic. And it's nice to have that flexibility and do more than just one thing. You're getting able to get on the bike, you can swim, you can run. It's really mixing up that routine and keeping it entertaining.
Yeah, you bet, absolutely.
Now, I do have one other question for you. Is there
Sure.
one thing that people seem to struggle with when it comes to these 3 different sports that you see maybe they should put a little bit of extra effort into?
Well, for me, my personal experience is the swim has been the hardest thing for me to pick up. I mean, it did take me a little while to get into it, but once you get going, you get that rhythm and you get the feel for it, and away you go. Other people just don't seem to like to ride the bike,
Right.
And the other people just don't like the pounding that maybe a run takes. So everybody has their specialty in which sport and their event in triathlon that they prefer.
Now, the Regina Multisport Club is really great because you're welcoming in beginners and people who are maybe new to the sport to come in, check out the Regina Multisport Club, get some information, and feel encouraged to try this themselves. Isn't that right?
That's right. You bet.
Tell us a little bit about the Multisport Club before we leave, just in case somebody is curious about you guys.
Great. Thanks very much. We're the Regina Multisport Club. We are currently sitting around 540 members, which is a very large club for a city of our size. Wow. We have great per capita participation in triathlon. We also have a very large kids program with many people. And we have a race coming up on May 4th. And we have it's called Kids of Steel Triathlon, Icebreaker Triathlon.
No way.
And we have about 110 children participating in that, from toddlers up to 18-year-olds. So
Fantastic.
there's a lot of opportunity for everyone of all ages to come out and experience the community.
It's great to know even kids can take part in triathlons. Thank you so much for coming in this morning. And of course, if you need some help getting started, the Regina Multisport Club, as we said, would be more than happy to help you. You can get more information on the club at reginamultisport.com or on Twitter and Facebook. Great to meet you. Thanks so much for coming in. I'm feeling more encouraged already. Maybe I'll be enticed to try this myself.
Right on.